strength and balance. It really changes people's lives.
I hated exercise. It's so easy not to go, just do it. Yeah, don't think about it, do it.
Well, when I retired, I believe that you've got to keep going. You can't just give up.
I get a bit wobbly, so I think it's a very good thing to do, and I'm very glad I am doing it.
Well, I'm not really a real gym person. I've got into the routine of doing these things as often as I can.
You do have to make a commitment to personal fitness at this age.
You can't just sit in front of the TV, you'll only get depressed.
Welcome to Fitness Full. I'm Camilla and I'm an exercise professional. I'm going to take you through a number of different options to help you get started on your exercise journey. I don't want it to be something that we're scared of, but also knowing that it's really important to keep you functionally well and independent. There's also some unknown benefits that a lot of the participants that you'll meet along the way has benefited from. We're going to have a number of different options for you, both in terms of full-length exercise classes, but it might be that for you, starting with some of the individual exercises is a better starting point.
My name is Pamela. I'm 78 years old and I live a very busy life. You might ask why a 78-year-old would want to join an exercise class when they have a very busy life, but that's the answer. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. I've had medication that causes my muscles to become weak. I've had osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, which causes my bones to be weak. I also have had several major illnesses and operation on my back. I've had both knees replaced. I've had a coronary artery bypass surgery, and I've also had problems with my balance. So to me, exercise is really important. It strengthens me so I don't have falls.
Well, my name's David and I'm 82 years old. I've had 2 knee reconstructions. I'm retired. I worked in the aviation industry for 30 years. Kept on saying, I'm going to go join up in the gym. I'm going to join up. Okay, I did. And I go 3 times a week and I'm glad I do.
I'm Kate and I'm 77. I had a mitral valve repair over 40 years ago, and over the years it's caused arrhythmia, and finally I've had a pacemaker about a year ago. And orthopaedically I have osteoarthritis, fairly long standing, and I go to the gym, and with these exercise classes I have worked on trying to sort of improve my gait and be more functional.
I'm Glenys, I'm 72. I am fairly active, but it's because of multiple arthritic joints that if I don't keep moving, they all freeze up. And I want to keep moving. I don't want to end up sedentary.
Yeah, my name is Hanne. I'm Danish and grew up in Denmark. Very happy childhood, very active. I discovered that I had a heart condition. They thought I had a murmuring heart, which meant that one of my valves was leaking. After my operation, they gave me excellent exercises and then a physio overlooking that we did it correctly, and that was extremely helpful.
Well, my name is Peter and I'm 86. Perhaps I look it, perhaps I don't. I don't know. This project means a great deal to me. Well, over the years I had many health challenges, and they include bowel cancer, prostate cancer, major gland removal in my groin, which has made me a little bit, lopsided, lymphedema as a result of same. They're just a few things. For my reason for seeking out a support program such as this, which is designed for strengthening and moderate exercise routine to help over 60s strengthening and to regain and help keep my balance. I'm so grateful that these classes are, because I don't think I would have made it through my health challenges without the community.
If If you don't use it, we really do lose it, because our muscle mass decrease as we get older. Really from the age of 30, our muscle mass starts to reduce. People don't realise until they are in their 50s, 60s or 70s how much our muscle mass decreased, and it can have a real impact in terms of how much we can do, how much we can use our body, but also how much energy we have to do all the things that we want to do. The more we kind of stay on the couch, it's harder to get back up. It can be really tricky to sort of think, oh, I need to do exercise, I have no energy to do exercise. But once people get into a pattern, and particularly in these face-to-face classes, can really change people's lives in terms of both getting the physical function in terms of the strength and balance training, but also being amongst their peers.
Meeting new people, which is really nice, because not everybody thinks it's necessary to exercise and find it boring, but then being with other people makes up for it.
I found the programs invaluable in my daily life to exercise in a disciplined way in a group-style community setting. I found it was very much easier to do because you felt you're contributing along with other people, you know. If you didn't turn up, there's other people in the class and you're leading them down.
It's just nice to be in a group. It's nice to be in exercise. It's worthwhile. It just means everything. To be able to walk around, to be able to do what I can do brings me joy, brings me peace. I don't want to go into aged care. I don't want to lose my independence and mobility. So if I'm committed to an exercise class, I try and keep that commitment and I try and do it.
Because the other thing is falling, and I had a fall that's quite a while ago, but I'm very conscious that you must have good balance, you know, and that's something that I think we all need to work on, you know, so I think that's extremely important, especially when I'm walking the dog.
Well, one thing I could say is that I consider it to be maintenance. You know, if something goes wrong, try and fix it. If it was a car, you'd get it fixed. And that's what I'm doing now. And if I can do another form of exercise that's going to benefit me, do it.
I got my health, you know, no one can take that away. I can build on that. And not many people would think that's a plus, but for me it was it's still a big plus from day to day living, you know. It's made a huge impact on my day-to-day living.
Before we launch into picking up weights, it's always a good starting point to speak to your health professional about your health, discuss any conditions, medication, and what intensity they recommend you start at. So how do we get started? It can seem daunting to show up at the local gym, or finding a suitable class can be hard when you don't know what to look for, where to look, or whether the instructor is able to look after your needs. So Live Up has come up with this campaign, brought to you by Active Movement, to help you get started on your journey towards improving strength, mobility, and balance. There's individual exercises that you can follow in a number of environments, whether you're outside, at home, or in a community setting. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this could be the starting point for your strength and balance journey.